Hello, Royal York Baseball. How's it going? My name's Ryan Balan, and I want to welcome you to your 2024 preseason video series. I'm happy to be here providing this for you. The idea behind this video series is that we can get prepared prior to the season starting, have some ideas for how we would want to run some drills, how we would want to teach some skills, and just do our best to provide the kids that we're working with some confidence in learning the basic fundamentals of how baseball works, some of the baseball mechanics and techniques. So the way I'm going to go about doing these videos is, in my mind, there's a lot of ways that a kid could perform some of the skills of baseball on the field. There's a lot of do's, there's a lot of don'ts. I'm going to provide you with some of those do's and some of those don'ts. Every kid's going to perform them a little bit different. If you look at some of the players in the big leagues, they all kind of personalize things to their own way of doing it. So I don't want you to feel that it has to be a very rigid thing. Every kid is going to be able to personalize it into the way that they feel they want to do it best. So you got to be a little adaptable, a little adjustable, and you got to have an understanding that sticking with any of these things a little too rigid is going to be hard because every kid's going to be a little bit different. So as we go over some of these videos, some of these skills, some of these drills, I want you to keep in mind this is just kind of providing you with a baseline. The drills that I'm going to be talking to you about aren't the only way to do it. I want you to have an understanding of that before we get into it. Learn how every kid's going to be a little bit different. Learn how you can probably tweak some of the drills that I'm talking to you about to make it a little bit more appropriate and applicable for the kids you work with. For sure, I'm going to do my best to explain all of the skills and drills at a very baseline, fundamental way, but I'm also going to try to take it into a little bit more of an intermediate way to think about it, maybe even a little bit more of an advanced way to think about it. Some kids need to see, some kids need to hear, some kids need to do, some kids need all those things. Some kids are going to want to see you perform the activity or the mechanic before they go out and do it. Some of them you kind of are going to need to really strictly position them and put them into the right spot that they need to be in, because otherwise it's going to be hard for them to perform. But you got to think progressively about how you can change and adapt some of these drills. Think about how you can turn it into a bit of a challenge and competition. It doesn't have to be just drill. Got to keep it a little bit fun, keep it a little bit light to keep the kids a little bit more engaged. So having said all that, again, I want to say thanks for having me. Welcome to the video series, and let's get started.